Okay, good evening, everybody. Welcome to this My English School webinar. My name is Liam, and I am one of the teachers at Maies Meravigli here in Milan. And with me today is...
My name is Emily, and I am a colleague of Liam. I also work in Milan Meravigli, and I am originally from the UK, from the middle of England specifically.
And I'm also from the UK, but I'm from a bit more north of where Emily is. I come from Manchester, which is one of the main cities in the United Kingdom. And today in this webinar, Emily and I are going to be talking about in town. Okay. So to explain, Emily and I will be speaking about this focus. If you have any questions or comments, you can post them in the chat box. Okay, and Emily and I will see them and we will try to answer them. Okay?
Yes, and when you join us, please tell us your name and where you are from, so
Absolutely.
we can talk to you also.
Absolutely. So just to show you, for example, okay. Doesn't have to be anything long or complicated. You can just type something like this. Okay, so you see you've got my name, my age, and where I'm from. Okay, because we like to know where everyone is from. Okay, very good. All right, so Emily, what are we doing in this focus activity?
So in this focus activity, we will talk about asking questions. Of course, a very useful skill to have in English. And at the supermarket and at the post office. So two different places in town, and generally conversations in town with people that you meet there.
Fantastic. Okay. Okay, now, before we begin, Emily, I have a question for you.
Yes.
What's the difference between a town and a city?
Good question, Liam. So a town is slightly smaller than a city. So a city is a very, very big area where lots of people live. A town is smaller than that.
Okay, good. So, for example, is Milan a town or a city?
So Milan is a city, probably one of the biggest cities in Italy, but maybe somewhere like maybe Monza, very similar to Milan, very close. That's more like a town. Monza, maybe Pavia also. Lots of people live there, but they are quite small.
Okay, so yeah, so could we say it, if we just want a simple example, like you said, we could say that, as you said, Milan, city, like here, and then Pavia, town, for example.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, great. And Emily, where are you from in the UK? Are you from a city or a town?
I am from an interesting place, in fact, because I am from a city called Wolverhampton. Don't worry, I don't expect you to remember that. Here is the spelling if you are interested. But Wolverhampton is a very modern city because until 20 years ago in the past, it was a town. But because of development, because of building, it then became a city. So they can change, places can change.
Okay, so a town can grow, can expand, and become a city, yes?
Yes, exactly. And Manchester, is that a town or a city?
Manchester is a city. It's one of the biggest cities in the United Kingdom. So it's a big, multicultural city with many people from many different places, with many different restaurants, bars, museums, hotels, cultural attractions, etc. So Manchester is definitely a city, but probably a long time ago, like Wolverhampton, it was probably a smaller town and it expanded into a city.
Yes, exactly. And this is how countries become famous, because their towns grow into cities and
Exactly.
get more industry.
Exactly.
And the phrase "in town" for the title today, is that specific to a town?
No, absolutely not. In is the preposition in English. We can say in a general way, in is for your location. Okay. For example, we can say things like, I am in school, I am in work, and it refers to your location. For example, you are in a building. So if there's a confined space, you can be in that place. For example, you go shopping, you do your shopping in the supermarket, or you can also say at the supermarket.
Yes. So at, often when you are in one place and you don't move, you don't change location.
Exactly. Yes.
And here, in town, is just talking about the center of a town or a city. So you are not at home, you are out, you are doing activities in the town or the city center.
Fantastic. Yeah. So, and we can use in, Emily, in these different examples, can't we? Like, you can be in a town, in a city, in a country, in a continent.
Absolutely. It doesn't matter how big a place is, we always use the word in.
So if I'm right, for example, I could say, like this sentence, just to show the different ways that we can use in, like here, for example.
Yes, exactly. We have I live in Milan, which is in Italy, which is in Europe. So
Excellent.
different sizes of places, the same preposition.
And with the preposition you said before, Emily, you said at as well. You explained us the difference between at and in. Is it possible, for example, to say, I am at Milan?
It is not possible, because Milan is a bigger place than us. And yeah, so you are always moving, you are changing specific location within Milan. But you can say, for example, I am at the cinema, because you are not changing the location there. You spend time inside the cinema, you are at the cinema.
Excellent. That's very clear. Okay, should we look at these first questions?
Yes, good idea. So the questions at the moment are in the incorrect order, and we need to find the right order for the words.
So, Emily, when you have a question in English, what are some of the words that we usually use to start a question?
Well, most of them begin with the letter W. It's very common. So we have where for locations, when for times. I know they can sound similar apart from the ending. So where and when.
Mm-hmm.
We also have what. If you want to know an object, you say what. And more specifically, if you have a choice, if you need to give a preference, you can say which, which. And finally, no, two more. We have who for people, which also begins with a W. The spelling is similar, but we don't pronounce it. We say who.
Okay.
So that is different from how, which is about the method for doing something. So,
and Emily, is how also considered a question word like when or why?
It is, yes. It is the only one that does not begin with a W.
Okay. So we say these words, okay? The ones that you can see on your screen. We call them the WH words, or we can say question words. Where, when, why, who, which, what, how. Have I forgotten any, Emily?
I don't think so. I think that's all of them.
Fantastic. Okay. So, what do we need to remember about the order of words in general in English when we're asking a question? Okay. I mean, when we think about the construction.
So, in general, then we use question words if we want to ask about information. If you want a long answer, a long response, then we use a question word first. That is always the first word in the question.
Okay. So my words, for example, when, why, what, that's the first part of the question. Is that correct?
That is correct. Absolutely.
Okay, great. And what usually comes after a question word?
After the question word, we usually have the auxiliary, the helping verb, which is often do. That is the most common one for the present simple, which is what we talk about today.
Okay, because we're talking about present simple, exactly. Okay, and then after the auxiliary verb, Emily, do we use the subject or the object?
We use the subject next.
Okay.
So you or I or any person that is doing something.
Okay, so any pronoun for a person. Yeah, is
yes,
correct.
Exactly. Yes.
Very good. Can we use the one if I want to talk about, for example, maybe an object, something that's not a person, for example, a phone or a computer? What can I use?
You can use an object pronoun for those. Maybe you can in different contexts.
Okay.
And if you want to ask about objects, then you can just use the normal verb. You don't need the auxiliary there.
Very good. Okay, cool. And what about in present simple, Emily? What form of the verb do I need to use?
You need to use the infinitive of the verb. So you don't change the verb at all.
Okay, so if we were going to show an example of a question in English, would it look as a construction? Now it's quite long, but would it be something like here?
It would, absolutely, yes.
Right, so we have our question word, then our auxiliary verb, then our subject, and then our infinitive verb.
That's right.
Fantastic. Okay, great. So that first sentence, or sorry, that first question, we have you, where, from, are. Okay.
Yes.
So I'd like to
that's
say
clearly
for
wrong,
any, yeah, exactly, very wrong. That's not correct. So at this moment, I'd like to invite any students, if they would like to try, they can write their answers in the comment section. Okay, and we'll see if anybody can give us the correct answer. But I think, Emily, if I'll try and answer this first one.
Okay, perfect.
So if we remember our construction as we had here, first I need my question word. So in
That's
that
right.
sentence, I can see the question word is where. Okay.
Exactly.
And then I'm looking for an auxiliary verb. Now, are is the English form of to be, but we can use it like an auxiliary verb, the same as do. Is that correct?
That is correct, yes.
Okay, so where are, and now if I look for my subject, I can see that it's you. Okay.
Yeah.
And then the final part must be from.
That's
Where
right.
are you from? Is that correct?
That is correct, absolutely.
All right, fantastic. But if we could just interrogate this question for a moment, okay, because there's the first answer. Where are you from? But Emily, is from a verb?
No, from is a preposition. So it's
Mm.
talking about the position of something or someone.
Okay. Okay. So where are you from? So, but we use, for example, from is in the construction like the infinitive. It goes at
It
the
is.
end of the question.
Yes, that's right.
Okay, fantastic. Okay, Emily, what about you? Would you like to try the second one?
Yes, of course. So, number 2, again, we have the same question word. So we have where to begin with. And if I show our grammar again to help you, we are looking for an auxiliary verb next. Here it is the most common one. It is do. So do, we are not interested in what do means in this question. We are using it to create the question. And then after do, we have where do. We want the subject. We want the person. So where do you? And finally, we have live. Live is the remaining word. And this is the infinitive of the verb. So we have, where do you live?
So it should look like this.
Exactly.
Okay, really good. Emily, I have a question. In a question in English, is the auxiliary verb important? I mean, if I have the verb live and that's the information that I want, why is it not possible to write, for example, like this? Why is it wrong if I say where you live?
This is what separates often the questions and negatives from a normal sentence, from a positive sentence. So we need the auxiliary to say this is not a positive sentence, just to change the grammar there.
Okay, so I must use do to help people understand that this is a question.
Exactly, yes.
Okay, right, okay. And now this third one, now this is a bit longer. Okay.
Yes, and a slightly different type of question as well.
Yeah, okay, yes, it is. So, Emily, why is this question different to the first two examples?
Yeah, so the first two examples do not have a precise answer. So the question, where are you from? You can answer with any place in the world. or
Okay,
outside the
so
world even.
even, absolutely. So, for example, I could say, I am from Milan. A different person could say, I am from Lagos. Another person could say, I am from Buenos Aires, for example.
Exactly, yes. And
Okay.
that is exactly the same with the second question.
Okay.
But the third question is asking about specific information. It doesn't have a question word in it. So if we remove a question word from a question, it becomes a yes or no question. So you can only answer yes or no.
Okay, right. So before we had an infinite number of possible answers. Now we only have really two possible answers.
Exactly, yes.
Okay. So would we say that the difference between these is that the first two were open questions, and this is now a closed question?
Exactly, yes. So open, there are endless possibilities, there are lots of answers, and closed questions, the only answers are yes and no.
Okay, right. So questions 1 and 2 were open questions because we can give lots of different answers. But this last one, question 3, as Emily just explained, is a closed question because we can only answer yes or no.
Exactly.
Okay. And the difference in the construction is that now we don't use a question word, as Emily explained. Instead, what we have is we simply start the question with the auxiliary. Okay.
That's right.
So, for example, the auxiliary verb in question 3, Emily, what is the auxiliary verb here?
So again, this is the word is. So we are using is to be as an auxiliary.
Okay, okay. So I would start my question with is, okay, and then I'm looking for my subject. Okay, so I'm looking for my pronoun, but I can't see you. Instead, I can see your. Why is that?
So your is about something you have. It's a possessive word. We call it a possessive pronoun or a possessive article when it is attached to something. So here we are looking for something that you have. We need an object here. So
Okay.
can you see an object in this question?
I think I can because, okay, I can see the only word that looks like an object here is town.
That's it, yes. So together we have your town.
Okay, so your town. So this means the town I am from, or the town where I live.
Exactly, yes.
Okay, okay. And then after that, we have different words again, because I think, Emily, big and small, these are adjectives. Am I correct?
That is right, yes.
Okay. So this question's construction is different to the first two, but it's still a question.
Yes.
Right, okay. So if I've understood, we use the construction that we explained, and our answer should be like this.
That's right. Is your town big or small?
Right,
So
okay.
you have choices there.
You have two possibilities.
Exactly, yes. You can't answer Milan or Lagos. You have to say big or small.
Right, I understand. Okay, okay. Okay, so those are the questions, and those are the answers to the questions. And I think we can see them. I think we should be able to bring those on the
We
screen. There we
can.
go.
Here we are.
Fantastic. Very good. So where are you from? Where do you live? And is your town big or small? Okay. What about answering those questions, Emily?
Yeah. So we don't need all of the auxiliary verbs here. Although in the first question, are is only kind of an auxiliary, so we do still use to be. So,
because
for
we
example,
explained before that are is an auxiliary, but it's a bit of a strange auxiliary, we said
it
before.
is, yes.
Okay, okay.
So to be is probably the exception to this rule. So
Okay.
we still say I am from. I am
Okay.
from
Okay.
Wolverhampton in my case.
Okay, and I would say I am from Manchester.
Yes.
Okay, or maybe one of our students could say, for example, like here, I am from Milan.
Exactly, yes.
Okay,
and
good.
If you want to be more informal, you can also say I'm. You can remove the sound. You can just say I'm.
Okay, so we would say that's the contraction.
Yes.
Okay.
When
fantastic.
you remove one sound.
Okay, very good. And also, Emily, if someone asks me, where are you from? Is it possible if I respond simply Manchester? Where are you from? Manchester. Is that okay? Do people understand me?
That is okay. Absolutely. Yes.
Okay.
Because in conversation, we don't always speak in complete sentences. Sometimes we just give the information.
So maybe if I'm speaking fast, or with my friend or my family or my girlfriend, for example.
Exactly, yes.
Okay, okay. And the second one, so the question here, where do you live? For example, I would say, I live in Milan. Because we remember at the beginning of the lesson, we explained that in is the general preposition for where you live, for example.
Exactly, yes. And I have the same answer in this case. I live in Milan.
Okay, very good. And Emily, because it's similar, but what's the important difference between where are you from and where do you live? Are they different, or are they the same, those questions?
Usually they are different. For some people, they are the same. But where are you from is like your original town, your original home. And where do you live is about now, this moment.
Okay. So where are you? We think like, where are you from? Like my origin. My origin.
Exactly. Yes. From is usually about origin.
Okay. Because, for example, me, okay, you and I, for example, we say I live in Milan because Milan is my present location.
Yes.
But my origin is Manchester in England, for example.
Yes, that's it. That's the difference between these two questions.
Okay, very good. And this final one, is your town big or small? Would I say the town I am from or my town? Which is better?
We use my town because it's very fast to say that.
Okay, so it's better if I say, do I say my town big, for example?
No. Again, we'd said that to be is sometimes an exception to the auxiliary rule. So we
Okay.
keep is in this case.
Okay.
So my town is big.
Okay. So the verb, the to be, comes
Mhm.
before the adjective.
It does. That's right. Yes.
Okay. Okay. Can I say my town is a big town? Or is it better my town is big?
You can say my town is a big town, but normally that is only for emphasis if you are
Ah,
really strongly saying something. But
okay.
it's faster to just say my town is big. So that
Okay.
is more common.
Okay. And again, about speaking fast, if someone says to me, is your town big or small? Can I respond big or
You can.
small?
Yes, you can.
Okay, okay. And it's okay. People understand me.
That's right. Absolutely.
Fantastic. Okay, all right. I don't see any questions in the comments, so shall we move to the next part?
Yes, let's do that. So now we are in the supermarket, a specific place. Maybe
Mm,
you go if you go
mm,
to town.
mm. Yeah, and we've got some different, what could we call these, Emily? Different, would we say maybe products or items that we can see?
Yes, probably products or items, even objects sometimes,
Yes.
maybe.
Okay. We need to identify the correct product, okay? Because we have 6 products and 6 words. And we need to identify them. And also, maybe now this is a good opportunity to practice some pronunciation also.
That's right. Yes. Okay. So I
Okay,
will read the words and then we can match them. So the
fantastic.
words we have bread, milk,
Mm,
vegetables, cleaning products, fruit, and meat.
okay, good. So, Emily, it's not, for example, it's not vegetables, for example, because it's written, I can see there is an E, like vege. So I don't
That's
say
right.
vegetable.
Yeah. So you can, but it seems strange. So
Mm.
often in very long words we remove the vowel sound in the middle, that in the
Oh,
middle, so it becomes
okay.
vegetables.
So it's like we contract, we just go vegetable.
We do, yes, we contract the sound,
Okay.
but the spelling remains the same, the appearance is the
Okay.
same.
And what about this one? You said fruit, but I thought it
Mhm.
was pronounced fruit, like because there is the I, so the E like fruit, for example.
No. So you and I together is still one sound. So still
Mm.
fruit. It becomes a
Okay,
long oo sound.
like an oo, so
Exactly.
fruit.
Fruit. And
Okay.
that is the same for any word with the you and I together.
Okay, so for example, the clothes people wear for their job, we call that a suite or a suit.
That is a suit.
Okay, and for example, is it orange juice or orange juice?
That is orange juice.
Okay, because they're all UI, fruit, juice.
That's it, exactly.
Okay.
We also have the actor Tom Cruise, not Tom
Okay.
Cruise.
Okay, Tom Cruise, not Tom Cruise. Okay,
That's
very
right.
good. Very, very important.
Yes.
Very important. And I can see, Emily, I think we have a student who's given us some answers.
Wonderful.
I think
Welcome, Veronica.
hello, Veronica. So, Veronica, she says that picture A is meat. Is she correct, Emily?
She is absolutely correct. Well done.
Very good. And we'll look at these in more detail in a moment, but I think she says that picture B is vegetables. Is she correct?
She is. Well done.
Fantastic. And she's identified picture C as milk.
That's it. Exactly. Yes.
Wow. Well done, Veronica.
Wonderful.
Fantastic. Now, Emily, just a question. Meat, is that something specific or is it a general word?
So meat is a general word.
Okay.
You can have types of meat.
Okay. So meat could be different animals.
Exactly. Yes. We don't know from the word what animal.
Right. Okay. Okay. We've got another person joining the lesson and saying hello here. We've got Fonte Silvia. Hello.
Hello.
Oh, and she's jumped right in with a correct answer, I think.
Perfect.
We can check.
You are absolutely right, Sylvia. Well done.
Well done, Sylvia. That's right. And Veronica's continuing, and she says that picture E is fruit. Is she correct?
She is correct. Wonderful.
And I guess that means that by process of elimination.
Yes, we have cleaning products for F. Absolutely.
And Emily, cleaning products. I mean, are these for only, for example, for the kitchen, or can I use cleaning products in general?
So cleaning products are very general. So maybe for your bathroom, for other rooms in your house.
Okay, fantastic. Okay, and Veronica, and very good, Veronica. She's just added that you're absolutely right. It is in general. Thank you, Veronica. Thank you for answering my question, Veronica. Very good. Okay, Emily, is there anything you want to add to this part here?
I don't think so. I think, again, vegetables and fruit are general words. We can have different types of vegetables and fruit, but I'm sure all the students here will know lots of different types of fruit and vegetables.
Okay, so both very general words. I mean, and very similar, I think, to the Italian words and to the Italian pronunciation.
Yes.
For example. Okay, good. But for example, we have some words like meat. We know these are very different.
Yes, that's right. Yes. These are very old English words. Okay. So
really good.
If we move on, or we could. Okay. So I think this is possibly difficult without the locations, but here is an example dialogue that we can read.
We've got some questions and answers. Okay, and these are some typical questions and answers for when you are in the supermarket. But Emily, these questions, could I use these questions in different shops? For example, a bookshop or a clothes shop?
You can, absolutely. You can just change the object at the end of the question.
Okay. So the first one, Emily, when I say, hello, do you have bread? Does that mean that bread is in the shop, or I want to know the specific location?
That is asking, is there bread in the shop?
Okay, so like, is bread available to buy?
Exactly, yes.
Okay. And the answer, the person says, yes, of course. And of course what does that mean? Is that just like yes again, or is it something different?
Not quite, it's similar, but yes, of course is saying naturally. It's saying this isn't a big question. There is always bread in the shop.
So, for example, you expect that there is bread in the supermarket.
Exactly, yes.
Okay, okay, okay. So, do you have?
Mhm.
Okay, not it. And Emily, it's not possible to say, for example, have you bread? Can I say that?
No, you can't say, have you bread? You can say, have you got bread? Which is a
Ah,
different way of saying, do you have?
okay.
It
So
is
it's
just a different grammar there.
okay. So have you got? Do you have? Is the same.
It is, yes.
Okay. So I can say, do you have bread or have you got bread, and the person will understand me.
Exactly, yes.
Okay. Very good. That's very useful. Okay. Now, Emily, what's the second question?
So the second question is, hi, where is the milk?
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
is this question asking about the milk in general or the location of the milk?
It's asking about the location because if we remember at the beginning of the lesson, for those of you who were with us at the beginning, we said where refers to the location of something. Okay, so I'm not asking, is there milk or have you got milk or is milk available? In this case, I'm asking for you for a specific location. I'm saying, where is the milk? Okay.
That's right.
Yeah, and the answer, it's here. And here, Emily, I don't remember. Here, does that mean it's close or a big distance?
It means it's very close
Okay.
or exactly where you are now.
Oh, so it could be my present location.
Exactly, yes.
Oh, okay. I understand. Okay. Okay, very good. And again, Emily, just thinking about how we construct questions in English, because it can be very different sometimes to other languages.
Hmm.
Is it possible to say where the milk or where is milk? Or do I really need to keep this construction? Where is the milk?
Yes, this construction is very important.
Okay.
So is important. We always need a verb in a question, and
Mm.
the milk is saying this specific milk. We are talking about this
Ah.
situation and not milk in general.
Oh, okay. So that's very important because, for example, if I say, where is milk? The person could say everywhere, all of the world,
Exactly.
for example.
Yes. Yes,
Okay.
exactly.
Okay. So we're talking about general and specific in this example.
Yes. So the is the word we use to say this is specific, to make a
Okay.
sentence specific.
Okay. I understand. Okay. And this last question. Hello, where are the vegetables? Okay, so Emily, why here is the person saying where are instead of where is? Why can we not say where is the vegetables?
Yeah, this is a small difference. It is that vegetables is a plural. So we need
Ah,
to change the verb to say it is plural. So
okay.
is for singular objects and are for plural objects.
Okay. So that seems like it's very important to remember. Is singular, okay, but are is plural.
That's right.
Right. Okay. Well, that's very important to remember. Okay. So, for example, it's not possible to say, Emily, where are the milk? This is a mistake.
This is a mistake, yes. And that is because you can't count liquids. You can't find a
Mm.
number for the liquids.
Okay. So,
So
yeah,
we use the
I can't
singular there.
say, sure, sure. So, I can't say one milk, two milk. It's just milk.
Exactly, yes. We don't know the quantity very easily, so we use the singular.
Okay, I understand. Emily, we have a very nice compliment from Veronica. We
Thank you,
have,
Veronica.
thank you, Veronica.
We have amazing pronunciation.
Thank
We
you, Veronica.
appreciate
You're very, very kind, Veronica.
it very.
But Veronica, you don't need to say very amazing, because amazing is positive, it's strong. So you can just say Emily and Liam have amazing pronunciation. And that's very nice of you. Thank you, Veronica.
Thank you very much.
And Emily, the answer to the question over there. Now, before, Emily, you explained to us that here means very close to my present location. So I'm guessing that there means maybe there is distance, a different location.
Yes. So there is about a different location when you need to move, to change location, to find something.
Okay, so maybe I need to change my location to find the vegetables.
Exactly, yes.
Okay, very good. Okay, I understand. Okay.
Good. And over there, we normally use that with a hand gesture as well, with a movement to show someone something.
So maybe like if I go like this, like
exactly.
It's like to go over there, like to gesture that it's a distance.
Exactly, yes. And to say which direction it is.
Okay, because we think like here, there.
Exactly, yes. Because there can be lots of different places. So over there is with a hand gesture helps to make sure you go the right direction.
Okay, I understand. Very good. Okay. All right, we've only got a few minutes left, Emily. So shall we just have a look at the next item?
Yes. So
we just a recap of the question forms as well.
Exactly. And remember, remember the S at the end for plurals as well.
Absolutely.
We always add this S.
Absolutely, very important. Okay, so in the last few minutes, we can do some vocabulary that's always very important, especially in a different country, which is the post office.
Yes, the place where you send letters, where you take things. Very important place internationally.
Absolutely. Okay, so again, Emily did the pronunciation for the supermarket, so I'll do this one. So the words we have here are stamp, envelope, address, send, postcard, and letter.
Yeah, great.
And you notice again, you see that in English, we don't always pronounce all of the letters. So for example, the second one is env. It's a kind of env, envelope sound. Okay. And it's address with a j, not a d. For example, we say address. Okay. Although this can sometimes depend on where you are from, but I would always say address, for example.
Yes, I also would. Anytime you see a D and R together, it's normally a dr sound.
Exactly. It's like draw, for example. We don't draw, we draw.
Exactly.
And Emily, I'm sure some of our students will give us some answers, but just in the last minute and a half, would you like to tell us the correct items here?
Sure. So A, we have a stamp, which you use to send a letter. B is the verb here, to send, when you take something to go to another location. We can also use that for emails as well. When you submit an email, you send an email. C, we have a postcard. Maybe you write a postcard on holiday. D, an envelope. E, an address. and F is the general word, the letter.
And we got another answer, absolutely correct, from Sylvia. She identified a postcard. Very good.
Yes, thank you, Sylvia.
All right, and thank you to everyone, because I'm afraid that's the end of the webinar for today. But thank you everyone who attended, and to anyone watching later. Thank you very much, Emily.
Thank you, Liam.
And I
hope you have a good evening, everyone.
Have a good evening, everyone, and be sure to keep watching, okay, for other webinars coming in the future.
Yeah, thank you, everyone.
All right, everyone. Thank you. Good night.